Bonjour tout le monde. Nous avons fait la leçon single forms of indefinite articles. In French, all nouns, noms, are either masculine, masculine, or feminine, féminin, as are their articles that precede them. The following chart shows the forms of the singular indefinite article in French corresponding to a un or an in English. So in indefinite articles in French, you always have masculine and feminine. And that goes the same for a lot of Romance languages. So whether you're learning Italian, French, Spanish, Portuguese, they have masculine and feminine names. So does some Germanic languages, as German as well. So here you have a masculine form, un ami, which is a friend, and the un accent. So these are your masculine indefinite articles. Your feminine are une, un ami, une action, un ami, un accent, un ami, une action. So un and un. All right, so moving on. Un is used for masculine nouns and un for feminine nouns. Un and un can only mean one, depending on the context. Voilà un café. Voila, a cafe. So remember, it can mean one as long as and So you do have to tell by context what that means. Okay. Un is used for masculine nouns and un for feminine nouns. Un and un can also mean one, depending on the context. So same thing for the other. Il y a un étudiant. There is a student. In this context, you wouldn't say there is one student, even though there is, but you can tell that it just means there is a student. Okay. The gender of nouns. Because the gender, le genre of a noun is not always predictable, it is best to learn it along with the noun. For example, learn un livre rather than just livre. Here are a few general guidelines to help you determine gender. You will become more familiar with nouns in all of these categories as you work through the chapters. So just keep in mind, when you guys have that vocab list at the back of your ebook for each chapter, in front of it is going to be either an indefinite article or a definite article. A definite article looks like LE or LA. It's just easier to memorize the word with that indefinite or definite article in front of it, so you don't have to work as hard to figure out whether it's masculine or feminine. Of course, there's some rules, but there's always exceptions to rules, which makes it really challenging. So best just to memorize it. And remember, you need to hear a word and see a word 7 times. So nouns that refer to males are usually masculine. Nouns that refer to females are usually feminine. That's pretty easy because if I'm talking about a man, obviously I'm referring to a noun as being masculine. Same thing, un homme. If I'm talking about a woman, that obviously is easier to identify what the noun should be or what the indefinite article should be. Une femme, a woman. So un homme, une femme. Sometimes the ending of the noun is a clue to its gender. So with masculine nouns, if you see an EAU, most likely it's going to be masculine. If it ends in ISME, un prisme, it is going to be masculine. If it ends in a word MENT, most likely it's going to be masculine, un monument. Sometimes the ending of a noun is a clue to its gender in the feminine form as well. So une différence. Words that end in ENCE are often feminine. Une réaction, words that end in ION are usually feminine. Une librairie, words that end in IE are usually feminine. Une lecture, words that end in URE are usually feminine. And une université, words that end in E are usually feminine. Mind you, there's always exception to those rules. Again, that's why it's best just to memorize what definite or indefinite article comes before your noun when you're learning your vocabulary. Nouns borrowed from other languages are usually masculine. Un Coca-Cola. So Coca-Cola was obviously borrowed from the English language, so usually they are masculine. Keep in mind, French does not borrow too many words. They like to keep it really, really French. They've been known to guard their language really closely and to not let any other words into their vocabulary. So un Coca-Cola, that's not French. Un couscous. un baklava. So notice that these are all different national dishes. You have Coca-Cola, which is a drink, couscous, which comes from north of Africa, baklava, that is a Turkish dish. And so they're talking about different types of food, which can be harder to introduce. But when there are borrowed names from different languages, they're most likely going to be masculine. The names of languages are masculine. They are not capitalized. So we capitalize our languages. In French, they do not. Elle parle en français impeccable. So the names of languages are masculine. En français, en espagnol, en canadien. All of them are going to be masculine. Elle parle français impeccable. She speaks perfect French. Some nouns that refer to people can be changed from masculine to feminine by adding E to the noun ending. So un ami, that is the masculine. Un étudiant, une française. A friend, a student, a Frenchman. So this is how, okay, I wish it was better set up. But to change it to the feminine, this is going to be the same word. Instead of un, ami, to make it feminine, I made it un ami. I added an E to the end. So you add an E to the noun or the ending if you want it to make it feminine. That doesn't go for all nouns, but just some of them. Many nouns that end in E have only one singular form, used to refer to both males and females. Sometimes the gender is indicated by the article. So the masculine, un touriste, un touriste. So words that end in ISTE, in order for me to identify whether it's masculine or feminine, you tell by the definite article or the indefinite article. So un touriste, un touriste. No changes need to be made to the nouns. Sometimes even the article is the same for both masculine and feminine. So these are some examples of that. Un professeur, un médecin, un personne, or une personne and une vedette. No matter what, the top two are always masculine. No matter what, it's the same for both, and the same for une personne and une vedette. Une vedette would be a star, une personne, a person, un médecin, a doctor, un professeur, a professor. Plural forms of indefinite articles, un touriste, un touriste. So here I have the masculine on the top and the feminine on the bottom. The plural of un touriste, des touristes. Un touriste, des touristes. So the plural is the same for the masculine and the feminine. Nous avons pratiqué. So we are going to practice. Comment dit-on table? Un table. So table is masculine, and so you would put un in front for its definite article. Computer, or screen, excuse me. Un écran, a computer would be ordinateur, un ordinateur. So un écran is a screen. Chair, une chaise, c'est féminine, so this is feminine. This is computer, so hopefully you were paying attention a second ago. Un ordinateur, a computer. A door, une porte, that's féminine. Un carré. A desk. Un bureau. A doctor. Un médecin. des touristes américaines, probablement. Il y a une différence entre exister et être in vie. Oh my gosh, that's fun. Une différence. So it ends in E-N-C-E. That was our word. It's supposed to be feminine. This was just a small introduction and tutorial on how to do indefinite articles. The phrase in French, il y a une différence entre exister et entre en vie, means there is a difference between existing and living life. And that is so true. You guys be proactive in your own life. It's the only one you have. Hopefully this is a little bit helpful. If you need more help, please reach out to me. I am happy to help you find success. Bonne journée. Au revoir.